Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, smoke you what you seen and I'll tell you what I saw. Hollywood, what you think and I'll tell you what I thought. And we can talk about it all when we
What's up, what it do, y'all? We back.
We made it.
Y'all, guess what number this is? Smokey, what number is this?
33.
33. At 33, episode 33 of the Trash Talk Podcast. Guys, we have been doing this for 33 weeks now, and time has been flying.
Boom.
Anything you got to say to people about 33 weeks?
Half of a lucky number.
Half of a lucky number. Add them together, my favorite number, 6. But it's episode 33. We want to welcome everybody back to the Trash Talk Podcast. My name's Barringer Hollywood 6 Bonds.
I am Larry, Smokey, Ramirez, Cowan. And before we get started,
Yes.
man, you know how back in the day when people, you remember the number 23, the movie?
Mm-hmm.
You know, people
I've
would
never
say,
seen it, though.
all right, well, you know, it's a common thing. People would say they see the number 23 and everything. So they made that movie with Jim Carrey.
All right.
1111 is another one people say.
I see 1, 2, 3 everywhere.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I saw 66 everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
And now you at Hollywood 6.
Yeah.
You happen to bring that up on episode 33. Hey, synchronicities, man.
In 33 more weeks, we're going to be at the lucky number.
66. Guys, welcome back. We got a packed show today. You know what? We're going to take a step back from Georgia on the on the OMG.
Yeah, no OMG this week. We got to take it easy on Georgia.
Yeah, and the only reason we're doing that because we're Georgia fans and we ain't been looking too good in the preseason, so.
That offensive line is horrid.
Yeah, so we're going to do 2 WTFs today, and we got 2 great ones. Also, we're going to do the paranormal story, and today we're going to talk about, do animals have a sixth sense?
Yes.
I think we got a good show, Smoke.
I think we do. And I almost got right into it, but we're going to save that for the main topic.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so who goes first on our WTF?
WTF, double WTF.
WWTF.
All right, I think it's your turn to go first.
All right, guys, check this out. My WTF slavery role play request goes very wrong. Let me say that again. Slavery role play request goes very wrong.
How can that go right?
Okay. I want you to play a little game with me here, okay? I'm going to read the story, and I want you to tell me who in this is white and who in this is black.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. The Florida couple was in the Bradenton home late Tuesday evening when Edwards wanted to role play with her boyfriend.
Oh, Lord.
Specifically, Edwards, 35, told cops she wanted to play slave and slaver because she is blah and he is blank, according to probable cause affidavit. Atkins, however, did not wish to partake in the proposed slave master role play, and he became verbally abusive. During the argument that ensued, the 37-year-old Atkins allegedly spit in his face, where he then was triggered and, put hands on her, and cops were called, and now they're both in jail. So,
holy Lord, man, what?
Go
ahead.
In this case, okay, it's obviously something they wanted to do in the bedroom, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you've heard of that
genre?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Was the girl black and the guy was white, or was the guy white and the girl was black?
I'm gonna say the girl was black and the guy was white.
You're right, but does that not seem crazy?
Well, the only reason I say that is because the guy was reluctant to participate.
Right. I mean, that's true. But think about it the other way around. Imagine if the guy was black. He'd be probably even more reluctant. This guy was white, and he's like, I'm not doing that.
Sure.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah. For one, I mean, that it may be a gender thing also. He's like, oh, oh man, this is
I know that's why I was kind of
touchy subject.
I was weird about bringing it up.
Both with gender and racial equality issues there.
Right.
But yeah, is it ever a good idea to take your significant other and try to play slave and slave master with them?
I mean, what you do in the bedroom is your business.
I mean, if people get off on whatever, but I see trouble coming anytime you play these kind of roles.
Well, what about a role like a dominatrix? Isn't that basically the same thing?
Yeah, but I don't think they always turn out well.
Dude, people have died from doing those.
Oh yeah, not only that, yeah.
What?
Just you can break up relationships. It's like when you have relationships where someone wants to bring in a third member into the relationship. Yes. Usually, like at first they go well because they'll both agree to it, but feelings come into play.
Well, why are you showing her more attention? You showing me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you bring this up, you wanna play the master and the slave, S&M or whatever.
Yeah.
Eventually, someone's gonna get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, man, it's a little.
And then a party starts thinking, oh, is that how you really feel about me?
Yeah, and think about it like in this case, man. Hold on, y'all. Let me move this light 1 second. Janky show.
Janky.
All right, think about it like. Imagine you're dating a beautiful African American lady, right? And you're white. And she comes up to you and she's like, listen, baby, I want to bring some spice into the bedroom. I want you to treat me like your slave. And you're white. And you're like, no, I'm not doing it. She was like, what? You ain't going to treat me like, which should not be happening. She's like, you ain't going to do that? So she spits in your face because you... Right? Isn't that the most form of disrespect you can possibly do to somebody is spit in their face? Speaking of spit in people's face, off topic, I was watching a documentary. This shows you how patient Martin Luther King was. There's this documentary on Netflix right now you guys should check out. Can't remember the name of it, but it's about Martin Luther King. He was doing a march, and this white woman comes up to him and just cursing him out in his face. She hawks a big loogie, spits, does it twice. One time he wipes it off. Second time he wipes it off. In that moment, I'm sure it took every ounce of his energy to not do a march on her all over her body.
On her face.
Yeah, I'm sure it took every ounce. But I don't know why I brought that up, man, but just somebody doing that is just so disrespectful.
Well, I'll tell you, in that situation, of course, Martin Luther King was a pacifist. He didn't believe in violence. He was also a minister.
He was also a pimp.
He was?
He had more hoes than hoes had hoes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and he was married, which is a lot of people don't like to bring that up, but Google that.
Hey, that's a pastor thing, isn't it?
Well, dude, you hit it. You hit the nail on the head, boy.
You got mail on the head.
For real.
Man, well, I'll tell you this. It's never a good idea to play ownership with your significant other.
See, I don't know.
Even if you both claim to be into it, I think eventually feelings get hurt.
I don't know, man. I think it depends on the scenario because I've had situations where the girl wants to be dominated. She wants to be treated like crap.
Yeah, well...
But then if you bring... What?
Me being into psychology, I see problems.
I don't know if you can say that, Smokey.
I can.
What if it's just something you like, though? I mean,
yeah, but there's usually a reason. Now, I'm not going to say this is 100% certain every single time, but there is usually some form of trauma in the past causing those feelings to come up.
Okay, so what?
99 times out of 100.
I don't know about that, man.
Yes.
We'll have to speak to somebody. So, Mama and Rama to ask you. But let's say somebody who loves, like, let's say just normal, good old missionary position. But they just so happen to like to drink Kool-Aid while they're doing it.
Okay.
Does that mean that they had a trouble past? Oh, this Kool-Aid is...
there's some reason why they're connecting Kool-Aid with the act.
What if they just like Kool-Aid and the act?
Yeah, but there had to be something in the past that caused that connection.
Why does it have to be? Why can't he just like Kool-Aid and like doing that and just mix them together and it makes a great experience?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could just be the first time he did it. He happened to have Kool-Aid around and now he or she feels like Kool-Aid makes it better.
What the heck, Kool-Aid?
Dude, I mean, anything. I mean, there's so much cognitive function connected to your first experiences, and even experiences in childhood come into play in sexuality later in life.
Do you have anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to really think about it, but I think everybody has something.
All right.
Not to get too explicit
on
YouTube.
I kind of. All right. I don't. If the chick wants to be dominated, I don't mind dominating her. But does that mean something happened in my past to where No, bro. I'm just pleasing her. That's what she wants.
Because in all basics of the act, it should be gentle and not violent. When you start bringing violence into a sexual situation, there's some kind of trauma linked somewhere in the past.
I don't. Maybe 60% of the time.
99.
I don't know. We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's my Florida story. Let's get off of that. What you got, Smoked Dog?
Before the censors get after us here.
For real, I'm sure they're already on it.
All right, the title of this one is Florida Man Threatens Neighbors with Nunchucks and Bug Spray, but only injures himself.
This is Larry.
His
name's Larry?
His name is Larry Adams, 61.
Oh, Lord.
A Florida man wielding nunchucks and bug spray tried to quiet a group of noisy neighbors, spraying them and threatening to open fire on the revelers. But the only person he ended up injuring in the crazed quest for quiet was himself.
How did he do that?
Well, Larry Adams, age 61, was arrested after a bizarre confrontation, which residents said was sparked by loud music coming from a car outside a Daytona Beach apartment complex late Monday night. Fox 35 Orlando reported one neighbor told the situation. Adams initially tried to frighten the group, but the bid backfired, literally, when he struck the car frame with nunchucks and the martial arts weapon unexpectedly bounced off the vehicle's body and smashed into his own face.
Oh, my Lord Jesus.
That was...
This dude.
If you could see.
I could just imagine. Oh, yeah? You trying to do... Bow! Like, you hit yourself. That's like that game if you have an older sibling or an older cousin and you're on the floor and they hold your hand like, why you hitting yourself? Why you hitting yourself?
So he goes out there like, y'all don't turn that music off. Man, I got these nunchucks. He goes, so he walks over to the car. He's like, oh, yeah? Yeah.
Bow! Dead in your face.
Christ.
Dude, if I was the person in the car, I'm like, that's what you get. That's exactly what you get. What did he do with the bug spray? How's that?
He sprayed them with it. All right.
Oh.
Adams allegedly also threatened to shoot the group and douse them with roach spray, according to the situation.
What does that do? Is roach?
Or according to the station. Sorry, I was like, that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Officers responded to the scene after Adams and his neighbors both called the police on each other. When cops arrived, they noticed Adams had a cut on his forehead.
Dang. I bet. Go ahead. I bet the other people went to jail.
And no, Adams went to jail. Larry went to jail. What was it?
Both.
After a subsequent check of his home revealed a nunchuck and an empty can of roach spray and a box containing a loaded semi-automatic handgun magazine.
Jeez.
Citing the affidavit. It was not clear if Adams owned a gun or had one in his dwelling. So, you sitting in your apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all you hear is boom, 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 boom,
hey,
boom. And you're like, I'm trying to get some sleep.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Trying to get these kids. Let me see what I got. I got these nunchucks, man. I'm finna quiet these fools down. So you go out there. Shut it off now.
I ain't shutting off nothing.
You don't get your old ass back in the house. Oh yeah.
Bow.
Jesus Christ.
I got some roach spray for you. How about that?
Nunchucks don't work. I got this.
What does roach spray do? Is it like poisonous?
To roaches.
Yeah. So what is it gonna do to the people? I guess just.
I mean, it could give you some inhalation problems.
See,
I mean, there's some little bit of it. If you got asthma, it's probably pretty harmful.
Once I see you coming at me with nunchucks, that didn't work. Now I'm on my guard. So I'm watching. What's this dude gonna do next? Then I see you come with roach spray. You're not gonna get that close to me to spray roach spray.
He did. Apparently, he got both of them or all of them. However many was in the car, he got them.
These people. They must have just been wimps, dude. I'm sorry. By the way, do you know the proper way to say nunchucks?
Nunchuck.
Nunchaka.
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 That's the Japanese pronunciation.
Is it Jap? I think, or China.
Is it Chinese? I always thought it was Japanese.
I don't know. I actually got some nunchucks downstairs too.
Yeah. Oh, Nate Diaz came out on him.
Hey man, I'm sure y'all seen the UFC fights, but it was a great fight.
Yeah. Well, what was I gonna say? Oh, what do you think about people who just sit outside and play their music as loud as possible? Because not everybody enjoys the same music.
What time are we talking about here?
It didn't say the time of day.
Because I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 3 p.m,
yeah,
we're having a barbecue, I got friends and family over, my music might be up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to be approved.
You get it. I mean, as long as it's not midnight or after midnight.
See, then the person playing the music, you should be smart enough to know and take other people's lives into consideration and be like, look, okay.
I mean, if you got your grandma in the house, she's sick, she's trying to sleep, she can't get no sleep.
Turn it down, man.
I'll go out there and say something.
For real. Don't bring nunchucks or roach spray.
What do you think about this when you go to a gas station? There's always that one dude who runs into the gas station and leaves his car running with the music all the way up and the windows down.
Bro, I hate that.
What if he's playing the most horrible music? Like, you hear it all the time. Like, somebody's playing something. You're like, God, that music is horrible. I got the
horses in the back. Like, come on, bro. How long are we going to listen to the same song?
You know, when my kids asked me one time, it was a long time ago, they were like, why do people do that? You know, I was like, you know how we watch wrestling, right? Mm-hmm. They can't go in the store without their entrance music playing, so they have to.
You know, it's crazy because when I'm at work sometimes, I have to have people back up so I can load their stuff, so they have to back up a ramp. So a lot of times, dude, it drives, I don't know why it bugs me so much, man, but sometimes you'll have people that are backing up, and I have to give them hand signals, and I have to yell at them when to stop.
Yeah, and they got the music up.
And the window's up, and I'm like, oh, and they're just still coming. I'm like, oh, just still coming. Like, whoa. And then they get out. Oh, I didn't hear you. You had your window up and the music playing.
Yeah.
How could you hear me?
Now, I can't say that I didn't do it when I was young. When I was a teenager, I loved doing it because you're like, man, this music is so fire. Everybody
needs to hear this.
Yeah.
I still do it to this day.
But now when you get older, though,
I still do it.
You hear other people playing something horrible, and you're like, man, just turn it off.
Yeah.
Like, that is not good music.
It's consideration for others, man. That's all.
It is.
All right, man. Does that conclude our WTF?
It does.
That concludes our WTF. Smoke Dog.
What up?
Let's get into some... Explain this. All right, I'm about to send you a picture.
All right.
And I want you to open the picture widescreen if you can. I just sent it to your messenger. It's going to be on screen right now. And tell me what you see there.
All right, it's coming in. Oh, I've seen this before.
What is that?
This is a...
Be honest.
This is a white and gold dress.
You're trolling.
No.
You see white and gold.
Yes.
You're lying.
What do you see?
White and gold.
Okay. What is it the other people say they see?
Black and blue.
Black and blue. I don't see it. I see white and gold.
Now, there's a science behind this. Smokey, I need you to be honest with me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say put it on your life. You see white and gold. Could you put that on your life, or you're not comfortable for that?
No, I do see white and gold. I don't see anything else but white and gold. I put that on my life right now that I see white and gold in this picture.
I don't see it.
You don't see white and gold.
I said I did just to kind of mess with you a little bit, but I had to. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the science. Well, let's read it for you guys.
I remember when this went viral a while back.
I'm gonna read the description, guys. It's called The Dress.
Mm-hmm.
The Dress is a photograph that became a viral internet sensation on the 26th of February in 2015 when viewers disagreed over whether the dress picture was colored blue and black or white and gold. The phenomenon revealed differences in human color perception, which have been the subject of ongoing scientific investigations into neuroscience and vision science, with a number of papers published in peer-reviewed science journals. Now, the science behind this is, they say, 60% of men see white and gold, where hardly any women, maybe like a 40% of women see white and gold. It's a smaller number for women. And the reason that is because apparently, which I don't believe the statistic, but between 70 to 80% of American men are colorblind. Have you heard that?
No, I haven't heard that stat.
But when you hear colorblind, that doesn't mean that you don't see color.
Yeah.
That just means, like, this red might be pink to you.
Yeah.
You know? That green may be teal, you know? So
yeah, I wouldn't call that color blindness, though. I would just call it color alteration.
I guess.
But who's to say what the real color is?
Exactly. It could be orange and yellow.
Yeah, and we're all just seeing it wrong.
True. That's the science behind it, though, man. I'm just wondering, you really see white and gold?
I do.
I don't believe you.
Let's do this experiment. You look at it on my phone and tell me, what color do you see on my phone?
Black and blue.
Black and blue.
Dude, if anybody out there, y'all, and it's so crazy because
what part is the around the neck right there? What color is that?
Black.
This part right here.
Black.
That's black to
That's
you.
black.
That's gold.
If you say so, Smoke Dog.
And you're saying the sleeves are
I feel like
blue?
you're trolling me. You're trolling, bro.
No.
You're trolling.
Why would I lie about it?
You're trolling.
Why would I lie?
Because I don't, maybe it's my perception just looking at it like, dude, there's no way.
Do you think half the people are just lying
Yes.
and making it up?
Yes. I think everybody's just trolling and made it a viral sensation.
No. I see white and gold.
Again, something we're going to
I
have
think you're trolling saying it's black and blue.
Yeah, see, now you're definitely trolling.
Because you originally said it was white and gold. Now you're trolling.
Because I wanted, when I said that, to see if you were going to be like, for real, you see white and gold? You know this dress black and blue. That's what I thought you was going to say. But when you didn't say it, I had to be like, bro, come on now.
Dude, it's gold lace on a white dress.
Black lace, and blue lace on a black dress.
Blue lace on a black dress.
Oh, wow, there's a scientific explanation. Let's read that. It says two ways in which the photograph of the dress may be perceived black and blue under a yellow tinted illumination.
That's why I showed you on my phone to make sure. Show me on your phone.
Well, see, like, what do you see in that picture? I mean, is the yellow
same?
So is that yellow part with the blue cover over it? Is that yellow and?
Yeah, it still looks yellow and white to me, even with the colorations over it.
So I'm gonna put this picture on screen. That one there looks black and blue to you. I mean, that should look black and blue to you because.
On the right side.
All right, on the right side where the blue square is, what color is in the blue square?
It's a darker shade of white and yellow.
And on the left side in the blue square or yellow square, what color do you see?
It's still a darker shade of black and blue.
Okay. So.
Is that what you see?
Yeah. I mean, I see what's supposed to be seen. This is what it is. There is currently no consensus on why the dress elects such discordant color perceptions among viewers, though these have been confirmed and characterized in controlled experiments. No synthetic stimuli have been constructed that are able to replace the effect as clearly as the original image, which makes me think this is all BS because it hasn't been reproduced. You can't recreate it, which is why you are trolling.
I'm not. I have no reason to.
Guys, I don't even care because if y'all go out there in the thing and say, "Oh no, it's white and gold," I'm gonna think you're trolling because it's not white and gold. It's
white and gold.
Okay. What other trolls you got for me today?
I don't know, man. Did you see the talking dog?
Oh man. Anyway, that explains this. Smoke Dog.
What up?
Let's get into some good old-fashioned trash talk. Booyah! What's up, broski?
Everything.
Talk to me. What's new in the new?
New in the new. I saw this video about these animals saving people's lives.
Okay.
Do you know any stories of animals saving people's lives?
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I do. I have a similar story, but go ahead.
There was this great story that's been around the internet for a while. Remember the big tsunami a few years back?
That happened in...
Where was that tsunami?
Damn, not Hawaii. China? No, Philippines.
Philippines.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was this girl who always rode around on her elephant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the elephant was somehow able to sense the tsunami coming long before it happened, and ran away with the girl and got her to safety while other people were out there drowning.
Wow.
Which is an amazing story. There was a story of a pit bull who, and forgive me for not knowing the exact locations. I should have looked all these up just to have reference. But there was a viper made its way into the house.
Oh, wow.
Or was it was either a viper or a cobra. But either way.
A venomous snake.
It was a venomous snake. Made its way into the house. And it scared the hell out of the grandma. And she's like standing on a chair, whatever. The snake was agitated for some reason. And the snake was striking at them every time she would try to get off to run away from the snake. It would strike at them. The dog comes in, grabs that thing, snatches it, and starts whipping it.
Manhandles it.
Yeah, and the dog actually got a fatal bite right on his jaw. But it actually killed the snake at the same time. But they both died, but it saved the family. The grandma and the kids got away.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That leads us into today's topic. Do animals? Why do animals do this? Why do animals want to save people's lives? Is it loyalty? Is it because they love the people? Do they sense love? Or is it just because they're looking out for their well-being, even though in a lot of these cases they put their own lives on the line? Are they just looking out like, this is the person that feeds me, so I have to protect them? Or do they just genuinely feel the love for people that they need to save them?
What's crazy, before we get into that, I want to talk about the elephant story you said.
Okay.
Could the elephant, I understand what you're saying, the elephant sensed the tsunami. Could the elephant just not have been like, on that particular day, get on my back, hey, let's go for a ride, and just so happened a tsunami came? Could that not be It's
possible.
I mean, it's more logical to say that happened versus say, he had a sense that a tsunami came, so he saved his owner. That's how.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm going to look up the story here just so we have that. There was also one about this guy, I think it was a lady, who was in the pasture and she was attacked by a bull.
What?
Or it was either a bull or a cow.
I was about to say, I don't know. For some reason, when you said pasture, I associated that with being in a church. And I'm like, why is a bull in a church?
A pasture.
Yeah.
So the cow knocks the woman down. It kept headbutting her, and because the lady was too close to the calf. So
protecting.
It knocked the lady down, and it goes to try to stomp on the lady. You know how cows would do, is their line of defense. They're protecting their kids. The lady's trusted horse runs across the pasture, comes up, and kicks the bejesus out of this cow. Knocks it over.
What did the horse kick out of her?
The bejesus.
The hell is that?
The daylights. The kick.
I've never heard that.
It kicked the ghost out of this lady.
So
it kicked the Holy Ghost out of the cow.
Jesus, the bejesus.
The bejesus kicked the bejesus out of this cow.
Man, that's crazy.
And saved the lady.
The horse did.
Yes. Good one.
Thank you. Would you rather get kicked by a horse or trampled by a bull? Think about that.
Trampled as in over and over?
No, just one walk through. All four hooves on your body.
Kick. Because you're probably going to die if
I don't know. Think about the bull runs in Spain. People get trampled all the time. By the way, I want to do that.
That's true. I guess it depends on where they step, exactly.
No. I mean, either way, it's going to crush something.
Yeah, you're going to break something, yeah.
But back to go ahead, I'm sorry.
The elephant story. An 8-year-old survivor of the Asian disaster told how her life was saved by a 4-year-old elephant. Amber Mason of Milton Keynes Bucks was riding Ning Nong.
Oh Lord, not little Ning.
In the Thai resort of
What? Let me see it. It's an Asian country, right?
The Thai resort of...
The Thai... Guys, it's spelled Phuket.
Phuket?
Yeah, that's a fake news story. A horse named
There was an elephant named Ning Nong.
Okay, Ning Nong.
In the resort of Phuket.
And the owner was Mason.
Amber Mason.
Something ain't right there. She lives in Fuck It. I'm gonna say it. That's the name of the place. It's called F It.
Yeah. When the devastating waves struck the beach, the elephant took the pounding of the waves, she said. Oh, okay, so it didn't get her completely to safety.
Oh, it shielded her.
Yeah, she was on the elephant, so the elephant was making its way away from the waves, and she was just high enough to not be swept away.
That makes more sense.
Yes, it does.
That makes more sense.
The article I saw was actually a video, and they made it sound much more
dramatic.
Yeah.
Had to put a few exclamation points in there.
Yes, exactly. But that's still a great story. I mean.
Yeah. And you had asked, is it because... First of all, I don't think all animals do that. I think it's only specific animals. Like, you're not going to expect your rabbit, oh, my pet rabbit's sensing a robber's coming. He's going to run out, so I need to follow. No, you're not going to...
But there is the stories of, like, the cancer-sniffing chihuahuas and things like that.
Yeah, but see, dogs are... I think dogs, certain primates, elephants, which are highly intelligent, dolphins.
Yeah, dolphins saving people from sharks.
Bro, I heard a crazy story that these people were in California or somewhere and had a kid, or the family was out there on what's the little board called?
The boardwalk?
No, when you're in the ocean.
Oh, a boogie board.
Boogie board. And these three orcas, or dolphins, I guess. They were black dolphins. That's an orca, right? Or I don't.
Orcas are killer whales.
Which is a dolphin?
It's a form of, it's a marine mammal.
Which is a dolphin.
It's related to dolphins, yes.
All right, so these orcas come up and start surrounding this family, like doing a circle. Mm-hmm. And they just kept surrounding it, and eventually moved it, like every time they surrounded it, kept moving them closer and closer to the beach.
Shore.
Yeah, to the shore. Turns out three or four great white sharks are out there, Mm-hmm. And I've also heard other stories of, dude, let me tell you how smart dolphins are. I heard this on some podcast, but there was a dolphin that came up to a boat, and it had like this vest on it where it looked like it held explosives, and a lot of people said it was a trained dolphin that was used by the Germans or the Russians to go up to enemy ships as a suicide bomber. So they would put bombs on it. The thing would go over there.
That's pretty brutal, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, but we're talking, crazy people here.
Yeah.
But so the dolphin comes up to the ship, and they're looking at it like, oh, it's a cute dolphin. Well, why do you have this vest on you where it has like 6 empty pockets?
Look at that cute little backpack he's wearing.
Yeah, well, little did you know that dolphin, if it would have had what was
kamikaze.
Well, yeah, was supposed to be in those pockets, you'd have been dead, sir.
Yeah.
So they cut the it's actually a YouTube video out there. Y'all should check it out. So they cut it off, and it goes on its way. But yeah, man, I don't know, dude. I think some animals have that sense to where they can. I'm sure you've heard when dogs or that there's like a ghost or a spirit around, or they'll like sometimes my dog, he'll just look up the top of the stairs, and I'm like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at?
Maybe he's looking at a tulpa.
Could be looking at a tulpa. Could be looking at my grandma cat.
Yeah.
Could just be looking at the wall.
Yeah, he could just see a shadow and like, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about these people who pretend to be in trouble to see what their animals will do?
I do that all the time, and I know that's a big thing on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Huh? So what my dog does is, and sometimes I'll be down there cooking. I have 1 or 2 shots. I don't know what it is, guys, but when I get a few drinks in me, I do this. For some reason, I like to do martial arts. Like I be kicking in the air, punching, like pretending like I'm training for a fight or something. And
you're 10 years old, basically.
Yeah, doing flips, jumping off this crazy. So And then sometime I'll do it, and then Titan's looking at me like, what are you doing, bro? So occasionally, you know, I've tried it a few times, you know, I'll pretend like I'm having a heart attack. Like, I'll grab my heart, you know, and make these crazy noises and fall to the ground and don't move. My dog will come up to me. He'll smell me. Mm-hmm. Then he'll sit right next to me. He'll sit for about 2 minutes. Then he'll lick my face. If I don't move then he goes, it's like he knows, okay, who's going to take me out? Who's going to feed me? And what's wrong with you?
You think that's what it is? They're just looking out for their well-being by trying to look out for you.
Yeah. You don't think so?
Yeah, that's the question that I have.
Yeah, I mean, I think he knows, like, especially Titan, you know.
That's what I wonder, though. Is it actually they're looking out for their well-being, or do they just actually love their owners that much?
Take all the other animals out of the equation. Mm-hmm. Let's just think about Titan here. You know Titan probably better than anybody right now. Mm-hmm. What do you think he thinks when he does that? Do you think it's his well-being, or do you think he's looking out because he loves me?
I think it could be both.
Knowing my dog, you know.
I think he could be thinking about the future.
You think so?
Yeah. He's like, if you go right now,
I'll go I got a week.
Yeah. I got a good week in me. You know,
Damn.
Fat deposit's gonna be gone.
Knowing Titan though,
he's probably doing this. He's probably doing the math in his head.
He's like, all right, so 7 days from now, y'all. Let me tell y'all. Sometimes I will come home and my dog. If I leave food out, he'll get random stuff. But there are sometimes I'll come home and there'll be a Wendy's bag. I'm like, who? I haven't eaten Wendy's in 3 months. Have you been hiding this? Like, do you have a secret stash or something? He's like, just in case you do fall out.
No, I got it.
I got a stash. Just know that.
It's crazy. There was a story about a potbelly pig that escaped from the house after the owner, I forgot what it was, had a heart attack or something. The pig escapes and goes and lays down in the road and stops a car.
Oh, I heard about that.
And the car stops and gets out to check on it. And the pig jumps up and runs back in, and they chase it back in and find the lady.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's a good. I don't know, man. I think with domesticated animals, like you can domesticate a chicken. Yeah. Now, if you fall dead on the ground pretending like you having a heart attack in front of a chicken, you think the chicken's gonna be like?
No, the chicken might start eating you. Like the story with the lizards.
But that goes, if they eat you, that's part of their, okay, you can't feed me anymore, so I guess you're leaving me as my food.
That could be, yeah. But do chickens feel that sense of love that a dog would?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
What were you about to say? You're about to say a story.
Well, I got a better one.
I got a better one than that, but I want to hear yours.
Do cats have that feeling? Because cats, when you see your cat laying around the house, like you walk in, there may be some, but for the most part, a cat doesn't run up to you. It doesn't show you affection. Sometimes they will. But a lot of cats just lay around like,
yeah, what's up? This is my house.
Yeah, like you back again? I was doing good here without you. You know, but then there's that video of the toddler who got attacked by the stray pit bull or whatever. Did you ever see that video? There's a toddler out front, and this was caught on a security cam. Toddler out front riding his tricycle. And see the pit bull coming down the road, and it circles around the car and it sees the toddler, runs up and grabs the toddler by the leg, snatches him off the tricycle, starts, trying to do the dog thing. I'm attacking this little kid. Cat darts out of nowhere at blazing speed, drop kicks the bejesus out of this dog. And the dog gets knocked for a loop, and he gets up and runs away like, Jesus, what was that?
I have seen that video. I have seen that.
And then the cat pursues him off
to
make
thunder?
Sure. I think so. I think we're in a storm right now.
It's freaking sunny as crap outside.
Georgia summers, we have them little pop-ups.
Dude, it'll rain, snow, be 100 degrees, and we'll get a hurricane in one day in Georgia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I have seen that video, and you're right, man. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can hate me for this, but I hate cats.
I can't say I don't like cats personally.
I hate them. Because it's like, I've been to people's house where their cat's so friendly, they're petting it, oh, a little frou.
And then it'll attack you out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then it's just like, you go for that wrong pet, and it's just,
yeah.
It's like, I don't know, dude.
Cats are not as friendly as dogs.
That's why I'm a dog person for life. Man, I wish Old Titan could sit in here on this podcast with us.
Yep.
Man. No, but, okay, speaking about, you said the chicken would eat the person thinking it's food.
Mm-hmm. That was the story I was going to get into about the lizards. The guy had, I want to say it was 7 lizards or whatever that he kept in his house, and he treated them as dogs, as pets, you know. And
now, lizards can be trained now to be like that. There are people that walk.
I think that's what he was expecting these lizards were.
Okay.
But eventually, I guess they got too hungry, so they would whip him with their tail. Yeah, and they eventually wore him down, killed him, and ate most of his body before he was discovered.
Okay, this guy must have been the biggest P word out there.
Maybe so. I guess it depends on the size of the lizards.
I don't care, man. If you were, let's say this guy's an average human being. He's 5'8", 180 pounds, 160 pounds. Ain't no way in hell 4 lizards are gonna. Oh, I'm stepping on all of them. Absolutely not. You got to be a punk to let 4 lizards do that to you. But you were saying they started eating them, right?
Yes.
Let's put the human equation in this. Have you ever seen that movie? I can't remember the name of it, where the plane crashed in like some mountain.
It was monitor lizards, by the way.
Oh, no, those are vicious. You shouldn't even have those in your house. Those are basically dinosaurs.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the story here. This comes from The Sun.
Yeah.
Death by lizard. Ronald Huff, who was eaten by his pet monitor lizards, was killed by the 6-foot creatures.
Okay, now we're talking a little bit. That's an alligator, basically.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, they have salmonella in their saliva.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's some sort of form of bacteria, and that's what it is. They'll bite you, and then it gets infected. That's their
but how
form of
long does
venom.
that has to take in effect, you know?
Let's see.
Well, while you're looking that up, I want to bring this up. Have you seen that movie where the plane crashes like in Mount Everest, and they're trapped? All these people are trapped at the top of you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, what was it called? Alive or something?
Something like that. Yeah. So now think about it as a human. Now humans, we're the top of the food chain. So we're like, oh man, that's like me and you are stuck on Mount Everest, and I'm like, damn, this is my dog Smokey right here, you know? And you just so happen to die. You know, you my dog, I look out for you, love you, want the best for you. But you die, I'm eating you, bro. Sorry, I'm eating you. I mean, in our case, I look at it as survival. So could that be the same thing for the animal? Like,
I mean, it could be. Well, apparently in this story, he was bitten a week or 2 before, you know, and the infection is what killed him.
The monitor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shouldn't you should have went to the hospital, bro. I mean,
that would make sense. Get some antibiotics or something going on there.
Although there are people out there that can take a snake bite and walk it off like it's nothing.
Yeah, you get resistance to the venom.
You know, this is one of my pet peeves. It's one of my pet peeves that people say, that is freaking thunder.
Yeah, that's a good one there.
And it's 89,000 degrees outside.
It is.
Damn, what was I about to say?
We were talking about the monitor lizards.
Okay, then what?
That thunder crash just erased our memories.
Damn it.
The infection.
Oh, my pet peeve. All right. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people say, don't touch that snake. It's a poisonous snake. There's no such thing as a poisonous snake.
A venomous snake.
They're all venomous. There's no such thing.
Yeah, there's a difference between venom and poison.
100%. Yes. Speaking of poison.
My song?
God, I mean, doesn't even get any advertising because of the word poison. You see how things come up like that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But now you do have, a snake is a reptile. You do have poisonous reptiles. The poisonous dart frog, which, dude, life is crazy.
Yeah, that's a poison that is emitted through their skin.
Yes, but you take that poison, put it on glass, dry it out, smoke it, DMT.
Is it DMT in it?
Yeah, the glands.
Oh, that's why people would lick the frog bags. Yes,
yeah.
that's right. Yes.
You'd lick the toad, and you might die, or you might get one of the best dimethyltryptamine trips you've ever had in your entire life. Which, if you guys have you heard Mike Tyson's story about doing the toad?
Yeah, I think I did. He said that on Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah, he said it changed his. Dude,
he's a big fan of DMT.
Yeah, well, he said. He's done the toad 3. Mike Tyson's awesome, dude. He was like, because Mike Tyson used to be a huge blowhead, cokehead back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, man, I've done blow, you name it, I've done it. 17 chicks in the room, I've done it. He was like, when I did that toad, when it first started to come on, he was like, no, I don't want it. Stop. Get this crap away from me. He's like, no. Yeah. He said it's just like a rap, but I didn't experience. Maybe I didn't have DMT. I did.
Maybe not.
I did see I hallucinated, and it only lasted for 45, 30 minutes, if that. But the way that they're describing some of these trips, I didn't.
Oh yeah, it's life altering.
Maybe it altered my life, and I'm just not conscious of it.
Well, maybe so.
How is it that we can talk about substances and get those promoted? Those don't get demonetized. But when we say the word poison, that gets demonetized.
I don't know, man. Something going on with the algorithm. Like, the things that they're looking for these days. Like, we were talking about that in debate when, what was it, Dead Kennedy brought up, YouTube is searching for whether they want to be a platform or a publisher. Whether they want to control the content that's coming out, or if they want to just be a platform for everyone to put out their own content.
What do you think?
Oh, they're obviously going towards censorship. They're more of a publisher these days than a platform.
Because shout out to Dead Kennedy.
Yeah, and they're only letting out what they want out these days. And it's getting more strict by the month. I mean,
well, they can. I think you can. They'll let out whatever. It's just. Is it going to be...
well, you can get your video pulled.
Yes, I've had 2 songs that's been pulled. I've had an entire mixtape that was pulled. Our XXXTentacion video was pulled, which I agree with them pulling that video. We shouldn't have done that.
Why?
We showed a dead body in that video, Smokey.
Did we?
Yes, we showed his dead body in the car. That should have been pulled from YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I don't know if we would have put the...
But we don't know for sure that he was dead at that point in time.
I don't know. He was...
But
let's not talk about this.
Yeah, but I get it.
Yeah, now, in some... See, I'm getting to this point in my life, guys, where... Excuse me. I'm getting to this point now in my life where before... If I was stern about something, or if I thought something should be a certain way... I'm going to fight you to the end until you understand where I'm coming from. I don't care what you say, you're not going to change my mind. But now that I'm getting older, I try to see both sides of everything. Yeah. Like, back in the day, I wouldn't have just said, well, I think they should have taken that video down. The old Hollywood would have been like, man, that's messed up. They should have kept our video up there. I worked hard to put that. But we're also putting... I understand why they did it. Like, I'm becoming more aware of things. Like, we were watching the Conor McGregor video of the guy punching him. Yeah. And he was like, well, shit, I want to punch him too. Oh, what if he didn't want his whiskey? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's a common courtesy, I think.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I think there's a lack of common courtesy in the world. Because everybody just... It's my way, Everybody thinks... That's the whole problem with social media in general. Everyone thinks... My opinions are what's right, and everyone needs to see it my way, and I want to force people to see it my way.
Sounds like a dictator to me.
Exactly, and that's what social media has given every person a platform. I know we're way off topic here as far as animals, but this is a good topic, man, because social media has given everyone a voice to say I'm right and everyone else is wrong, and people push that.
I think social media has a huge influence on everyone being so sensitive now. Like, I was
the social justice movement.
Yeah, the social justice warriors. I was watching. What was it? Dang. Oh, okay. I was watching. That show Wildin' Out, Nick Cannon Wildin' Out. Yeah. So they showed the very first episode, and it premiered in like 2000, right? Yes, the internet was around, but Facebook wasn't there, or maybe been MySpace. So Twitter wasn't there. There weren't these huge Instagrams, YouTubes. Those things weren't out yet. So in the first episode of Wild 'N Out, the cast members were doing reactions to their first episode on Wild 'N Out. So Cat Williams, he was doing a joke. He was like, yeah, you talk about my hair, but I look good every day. And the guy he was talking to, he was like, yeah, you talk about my hair, but I look good every day. We all know the truth. You're really low-key gay.
Yeah.
Now, back then, cool, you can say that.
Yeah.
And they were looking at it like, damn, this was the 2000s. If you said that on TV now...
Yeah, they'll pull you off TV.
Is that because of social media?
Yeah, it is. It's because of the social justice movement. Now, you're not... What's crazy is that with social media giving everyone a voice to say that I'm right and you're wrong, somehow also in that we've gotten to the point where you're not allowed to offend anyone with your opinion.
That's so lame to me, man.
It is, because it's an opinion.
And we're all entitled to it.
Yes.
That's so
lame.
Apparently
not anymore, though.
No. See, God, that pisses... Like, nowadays, kids go to school, and when I was in school, man, you got called a bully. I mean, you got called a chump. You get punched in your face. They take your lunch money. You come home, your mama like, okay, deal with it. You better go back and get your lunch money.
Yeah.
Now that happens.
Like, you should have stood up for yourself.
Right. You go, your kid comes home now, mommy, he called me ugly and took my lunch. I'm calling the principal.
I'm suing the school.
You did what? You did what?
That's another thing that really pisses me off about society today. Everybody sues over everything. There are no mistakes anymore. There are no accidents. It's if you mess up, you're paying for it. You're going to make my life good because you messed up, because you had an accident. Like, are there any car accidents anymore where a lawsuit doesn't come from it?
Well, insurance is that's what insurance is for.
Yeah, but you could also sue people for things that, the insurance is only going to cover up to a certain amount. But even then, once the insurance company gets sued, they're going to drop you from their insurance.
Really?
I mean, there are certain cases where if you've been with them long enough and, this is your first incident, they'll keep you. But if it happens again, they'll drop you then. But why is it? When I was a kid, I saw this happen with my own eyes. You're in traffic and your dad's up there driving the 74 LTD, and
that boat.
He's over there looking for his pack of cigarettes or his drink that he dropped on the floorboard, and he bumps the car in front of him. And then you stop and he's like, he gets out the car, they look at it, and
it's not much, and they go
and the guy shakes hand, and they get back in the car. No, you do that now. This woman or man, not to gender it. Okay, you do that now. Someone's gonna jump out of that car and flop around on the ground like a dead fish, even though they're not hurt at all.
Well, yeah. Now, in that case, I agree with you 100%. But in a case I don't agree with that in 100%, I hate to keep bringing up TV shows here. Have you ever seen Scared Straight?
Yes.
So, if these teenagers were smart, okay, let's say they get 6 kids and they take them into a prison because they're bad on the streets and they want to straighten them up. So we're going to put them in front of these prisoners, and the prisoners going to get it. You want to be like this? Cool. But if I knew what I knew now and they took me to a Scared Straight program, I would sue. This is what I would do. I would go in there. Okay, I'm 14. I'm under the league. I'm a minor.
Your parents would have to sue. You couldn't do it.
Okay, so this is what I would, if my mama was smart. You take me in there. I would be, if they're all in my face, I'd be like, shut up, hit me, I dare you. I will sue the out of this jail, you and this TV company, because they can't put hands on those children. I would buck so hard, and in that case, I know it's bad to get the money.
You're one of those POSs that everybody hates on those shows.
In that, I would buck, dude. I'd be like, you touch me. Soon as you put hands on me, I'm suing the jail.
You ain't got kids, man.
Am I?
You're one of the problems.
Really?
Yeah.
Why am I one of the
That
problem?
is the most horrible opinion I've ever heard from you.
In that scenario, I would do it.
Yeah, that's horrible. I can't defend you on that
Well,
one.
see, really?
Yeah.
Damn, talk to me on this one. Come on.
No, that's a horrible opinion.
Talk to me on this one.
If you were to do that, I'd be like, I don't know you anymore. I mean,
Well-
that's theoretical because it's putting yourself as a kid in the situation. But if that's the first line of thought that you go to,
100. I mean, not maybe one, but if I'm handling my business, I ain't bothering nobody. But one of these guys just so happens to pick me out of the group and's all in my face, and I don't say nothing for the first 2 sentences. Then the cop comes in my face, I don't say nothing to the cop. Then the marshal comes, all right, you know what? I'm cursing all y'all out. Hit me. I dare you. I sue all of y'all.
they need to lock you up.
Don't say that. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna wish jail
alright.
on nobody.
This reminds me of a situation. I was making a delivery one time, and I carried these big tanks on a hand truck, a dolly. And there was this guy coming up behind me. I was at a loading dock going into the basement of a building. I was going to take them up to where they need to go at work. So this guy comes up behind me, and I'm holding these 400 pounds of tanks on the dolly, like leaned back, and I'm holding the door where I'm passing through, and I'm trying to reach out and hold it for him just to be polite,
While you're holding the tanks?
Yeah, I'm holding it with one hand, and they're kind of leaned up against me. And I'm holding the door to be nice to let him grab it because he's the next person in line coming through. So during that, the dolly tilts forward. The hand truck kind of tilts forward, and I grab the tanks and stop them from falling. And he looks at me and goes, "Oh, I almost had to call Ken Nugent on that
Wow.
one." I looked at him, dude, and I said, "You're a piece of..."
Yeah, so you disagree with that 100%.
Yeah. I was like, that's the first thing you think of? Like, we had it out right there in the doorway. I was like, that is really the first thing you think of? You see someone trying to be polite to you,
And you trying to get
the
money.
first thing you think of is, how can I get paid off this situation, off of an unfortunate event? You are a piece of
All right.
crap.
I remember we had a podcast not too long ago, and I asked you, let's say I got kids. No, let's say, okay, you're kids, right?
Yeah, I
Let's-
still think about that, too.
You're on a vacation. I'm watching your kids, right?
Yeah.
We go to Walmart. They bust a window that costs $1,700 bucks. Do I pay for it or do you pay for it?
If you were a decent human being, you would work that out.
Do I pay for it or do you pay for it?
No, this comes down to if you're a decent human being or not legality.
No, it does come down to legality. It comes.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it does before, the judge decides who pays for it at that point. But if you're going to be that big of a POS to say, "Oh, my kid did that, but I don't care, you on your own,"
No.
then you are a piece of crap.
What would happen is Walmart would be like, okay, this is a civil suit, so we have to take it to court.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, take me out of the
The
equation.
judge is going to do whatever he does. I'm just saying, if that's your line of thought, that it has nothing to do with me, it's my kid, but you going to pay for it because you were there. Like, that's a piece of crap move.
So okay, I agree with you on that. I agree. It's your children. I don't know if I agree with that because I should have been watching your kids more. That's a tough one, dude. Because if I was more attentive,
If both people are decent people in that situation, they would say, "Look, we're gonna handle this together.
Let's split it half and
yes,
half.
Exactly. That would be the decent thing for both of the parties involved to do.
you're right. I agree with you on that.
But
And-
if you just jump off and say, "Well, I wasn't there. My kid don't do that with me. I ain't paying for nothing," then you are a piece of crap.
you were thinking about this not too long ago.
Yeah, after we had that conversation, I was like, man, that's what I should have said. I should have said, "Hollywood, you are a piece of..."
First of all, I didn't say this is what I would do. I mean, it's a good argument. Some people would be like, well, if your kids weren't so bad, and what if this person's broke? What if this person is struggling to pay their bills?
Yeah, well, a decent person would still
Take
work
care
it
of
out.
You're right.
You know?
You're right. And you were talking about work. I want to bring this up. And guys, we're about to close this out.
Yeah,
here.
we're running low on time, but go ahead.
Yeah, what I was about to say is you said you were holding the tank for the guy on the door.
I was holding the door, yeah. I was holding the tanks up and holding the door, trying to be polite and hold the door for him as well so he could come through.
And he tried to call Ted Nugent.
Oh, that was his first thought is, man, I could get paid off this. If you would have dropped them things, I'm getting paid.
So I'm going to tell you a story that happened.
Because insurance ain't covering that. Maybe workers' insurance, I don't know. But
Workers'
either
comp
way,
would have taken care of that. But
it wasn't me that was getting injured.
Yeah, but you caused the injury.
Yeah.
So, and you're under.
But either way, that's still a piece of...
All right, so let me tell you.
Like, if you fake an injury, you call one of these ambulance chasing
Doctor chasers.
45 words that I can't say on YouTube that I want to say about those lawyers. I ain't even,
well, you can say it if it's the name of that country where Ning Nong got ran over.
I could.
P-H-U-K-T.
But then the ambulance chasers, if I say that right now, if I say their name and then say what they are, those are lawyers that will come after me and try to sue me.
Right. So
because they are pieces of crap.
That's a good way of putting it. So what happened with me, at my job, I had a guy pull up the ramp, and he pops his trunk. He's getting a Ford F-250 transmission, right? Now, it's a rear-wheel drive. So the rear-wheel drive transmission, it's long.
Yeah.
So the heavy end is where the torque converter is.
Yeah.
The light end is where the tail housing is. Excuse me, guys. So the guy, I had nobody around me, and yes, I could have picked it up by myself, but it would have been heavy as crap. So I pick the transmission up with my forklift, get right up to the edge of his trunk. So then I hop off the forklift and I grab the heavy end, and then he grabs the light heavy end. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'll give you a hand. We'll put it in the truck." It's literally 1, 2, done. So he picks it up, puts it into the trunk. When he comes out, he's holding his right hand. Oh my God, I'm hurt. He says he was bleeding or whatever. So he runs into the bathroom, washes his hands. A day or two later, he comes back and speaks with my boss, and he's like, "Listen,
of course."
He's like, "I'm gonna sue you guys because I got cut by doing the job that you should have had somebody else to do." So this guy was gonna take it to court. He had a lawyer and everything.
And they paid him.
Well. They were first of all, you're not gonna win that. I mean, you might, if you have a good lawyer, you might, but you're not gonna win that kind of case with a multi-million-dollar company. It's not gonna happen. So I mean, he had a good argument. Yes, he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing. He was helping out, but he got cut on something that I had control over.
But he offered to do it, right?
He did, but still,
that's on him.
But now what happened, I mean, this guy took it to the T. So he went up to my boss. He's like, "Look, here's your court date and everything." They were about to go to court. This guy, so what my boss did, they pulled the camera because they had to take it to court and show it, right? So this guy was holding his right hand when he went in there. When he came back, the guy sent pictures to our job to show the cut of his hand.
Yeah.
It was his left hand.
I had the same thing happen to me.
So he's holding his right hand like he's hurt, runs to the bathroom, washes it off, but the picture he sent was his left hand. Everything's thrown out.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to cheat now.
I had the exact same thing happen to me. When I first started one of my driving jobs, I was downtown Atlanta, right around not Piedmont Hospital, but Midtown. I forgot the name of that hospital, but I was taking a left there.
Piedmont Hospital?
Well, it was off Spring. I think it's an Emory right now, but for whatever it was back then. I was taking a left off Spring Street, going up like I'm crossing over to West Peachtree Street.
Can we just shout out Spring Street? I had some good times on that street. Quad rave. You still love it? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But anyway, I was taking a left there, and I come up to the light, and there's this guy in a van stopped talking to someone on the side of the road, and I guess he's being nice. The guy on the side of the road was in crutches or on crutches or whatever, and he's handing him like a bottle of water out the window, and I'm like, oh, that's a nice thing to do. But he's sitting there stopped at a green light. So people in front of me are going around him and taking their left in front of him because he's just sitting there talking to somebody on the side of the road at a green light. So I go up. It's my turn to go around him, and the light turns red. So I stop and wait for him. Light turns green again. I look over at him. He's still talking to the dude on the side of the road, so it's my turn to go. I'm like, I can't wait for him all day. I go to take my left. He pulls up straight into the back of the truck.
Damn.
Hit the back corner. And, of course, police show up, and they're like, well, that's an improper left turn. And I'm like, all right.
On your end?
Yeah.
Well, it was an improper left turn.
No, I was a victim of circumstance at that point. That's exactly what the lawyer said. I mean, it was an improper left turn considering. But
the situation.
Yeah, but the situation, what are you going to do? Just sit there all day and wait for him to finish his conversation?
Well, you saying you being a decent human being, yes, you should have.
Well, that's what I told the cop. I was like, I'll take the ticket because...
Technically, you broke the law.
Yeah. And
well,
I took
technically,
the ticket.
he did too.
I took the ticket, but so he shows up at my traffic court date thinking he's going to win something from traffic court. This is how dumb the guy was.
What are you going to get? A Chick-fil-A free sandwich card?
Yeah. But anyway, so we go through, and I could have gotten out of the ticket if he hadn't shown up. But he thought that if he showed up, he was going to get something out of it. So, he tells him what happened. I tell him what happened. And I'm like, what else could I do? Just sit there and wait. And judge looks at my record, and he's like, yeah, you're getting a ticket. You're getting the maximum.
Smokey has got the worst driving record and somehow has a hazmat.
I actually don't have, I've just had tickets, from, I was a wild driver.
More than 5?
Yeah.
More than 10?
I don't know about more than 10. I'd have to go and think about it.
No, dang well you got 36 tickets.
I was just a wild driver when I was a teenager, and that's what the judge was going off of. I was only like 22 or 23 when this happened.
A kid.
Yeah. But, so 2 years go by. I get the summons to court because he's suing me, for that accident. So we get to court, and actually he's suing for back and neck injuries. Now,
wasn't he already on crutches?
No, that was the guy on the side of the road.
Oh, you're talking about okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
So, another thing he told the judge while we were in traffic court is that he had dents all over his van. He was waiting on 2 other cases to come through.
Oh my God.
And that was on the stenographers over there taking notes. That was on the report, on the court report when we pulled it up. He also told the judge that he hurt his ankle in the wreck. His ankle, and he's suing me 2 years later for neck and back injuries. So I tell the judge to pull up the notes from that court that day, and she did, and shows it to his lawyer, which is like Foy and Associates, one of these ambulance chasers.
One call, that's all.
Yeah, and they dropped the case because they had proof that he was lying. But that's
crazy.
An a-hole trying to take advantage of an accident to get money out of it. And at what point do we all just run around suing each other?
Like, you touched me. I'm suing for assault.
Yeah.
Which, that is assault.
We're coming to that, though. What's the point? It's almost like if you're at Christmas and everybody's giving each other gift cards for Christmas.
And you don't get one.
No, not even that. If everybody's giving each other, say everybody's like, well, the recommended gift is a $50 gift card. Everybody's just, okay, here's your $50 gift card. Give me mine back. What's the point? Everybody's going to run around suing each other. Hey, I got sued, so I need to sue someone to get them. They're going to get sued, so they need to sue someone else. And this is a rabbit hole that we're going down that leads to nothing but stupidity in the end. Idiocracy.
Oh my God, dude. That's crazy because that goes back to the whole living life with monetary value. Some people need money, man, and some people are willing to do what it takes to get money.
Yeah, they're willing to ruin someone else's life to make their life just a little bit better.
That's a form of snitching.
But karma is going to, it is.
That's a form of snitching.
It definitely is. Karma is going to come back, and it's going to happen to them, and they're going to sit there and talking to God thinking, why is this happening to me? What did I ever do? Well, you sued somebody else.
Right, for being a POS.
Yes.
That's crazy, man. Dude, I promise y'all we're going to end this soon. I was thinking, I don't know, this may sound crazy as crap, but cops, okay, society wants people to have a 9-to-5 job, right?
Yeah.
Wake up, go to work, make an honest living as a productive member of society, right?
Yes.
Now,
and be a good patriot.
Be a great American blue-blooded patriot. Now, those people make anywhere minimum wage to, unless you've got some crazy schooling.
$100,000 a year or something.
Yeah, something like that. Now, let's take somebody who doesn't have a 9-to-5, who's a drug dealer and riding around in a nicer car, a nicer house, and has more money in their pocket than you have, and you went to school for 6 years, and I'm making more money than you are by selling dope. So it's like cops they're trained to, to keep us down almost. It's like, you can't sell drugs because that's the easy way to make money. You have to take the hard way to make money. Yeah. You have to have a 9-to-5. You can't sit on the corner, sell drugs, and do all that because it's easy. You're getting money too easy. No, you can't do that. You need to go 7 years in college. You need to do this. You need to work 9-to-5, wake up,
taxes is the reason for that.
Yeah, I just...
It's not necessarily because it's easy, because you can figure out ways to make money from your computer at home and make a lot of money. But as long as you're paying your taxes, you're good.
Shout out to YouTube.
Yes. Thanks for watching, by the way. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe, please.
And that bell ding. Y'all, let's wrap it up here. This was the 33rd episode of the Trash Talk Podcast. And I must say, man, this was a good one, Smoke Dog.
That was a great one.
It was a good one.
I love you guys.
I love you too, y'all.
I got it in early.
Yeah, and we don't fight over it no more. We just tell y'all we love you.
Yes, we do.
Guys, stay tuned to the channel. We've got a lot more interesting things coming on. With that being said, my name's Behringer Hollywood 6 Binds.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez Cowan.
And we are over and out.
Deuces.